My name is Colleen, and I train Mary Kay Morley. I nominated her because she's extremely dedicated. With everything that she's been through, she still comes in every day, including today, which is horrible weather out, and she's extremely motivating.
She was coming back from a night out with friends, and they're not sure if she hit a deer or she just lost control, but it was about 2:30 in the morning that they think the accident occurred, but she wasn't found till 5:30 in the morning. And then she was taken to Chester Crozier Medical Center. Mary Kay is one of 8. She is the 4th of 8. Yes, family is very much involved. She still lives at home with her mom.
My name is Donna. I'm caregiver for Mary Kay Morley. Known Mary for many years. She, I guess, has been in this program for, I want to say maybe 7+ years coming here. We also work with Ron and Colleen with Mary Kay, like just day-to-day issues. Like we are trying to maintain what Mary Kay has. There's times when, for whatever reason, maybe she forgets that, about her transferring. So if we come and speak to Colleen and Ron about these things, then they get right on it, and we work on things that might improve her ambulation, her strength, where we see her weaknesses. Mare does have an excellent attitude. Some days, like today, it's cold and rainy, and so she might need some motivation. It would be easy to stay home, but for her, even more difficult than you and I to get here. And once she arrives, she just seems to enjoy her interaction with the other people. And once here, she is motivated to do what's good for her. She was very active. She likes ceramics. She was involved with square wheels, which is square dancing with the wheelchair. She was also involved with barrier awareness. I remember some Saturdays being in media with her, trying to let people know what barriers handicapped people come against. Her sister was planning a wedding, and she wanted Mary Kay to walk down the aisle and, talking about Mary Kay's, courage and determination. She actually trained and worked out very, very hard. And she walked down that aisle at her sister's wedding. She looked absolutely beautiful.
Where do we always road to?
Hong Kong.
Hong Kong.
And we have to have rowing destination. It does. You should do a cheer.
Multiple sclerosis, MS, is an immune-mediated inflammatory disease. The myelin sheath which surrounds the nerves is attacked and scarred. This scarring can lead to many different types of neurological symptoms, and those symptoms can flare or fade over time. MS can cause permanent neurological damage, and today there is no known cure.
My name is Mary Sue Condon. I think I've been coming to the Fighting Back program for about 5 years. I was originally brought here by one of the previous honorees, and she's a friend of mine, Kathy Flam. And she brought me, introduced me to Mike, and Mike and I have been working together for all this time.
Mary Sue was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis in 1990-ish. It was a very slow progression of the deterioration of the nerve synapses. Part of not letting her beat her is coming here and working with Mike.
Mary Sue is a person who, as far as the exercise goes, she works hard, she puts an A for effort, and she's really here to get the most out of the program, which I think is, from that aspect, someone who really deserves to be nominated for that. But other than that, she's I always say Mary Sue's a classy lady. She's always comes in well dressed, and that speaks to me because she's still focusing on herself as far as she's still Mary Sue, and she keeps that, and she's not going to let something like MS change that. That speaks volumes to me. It's one of those little things, but to me, I think it's a big thing. And the way she interacts with her family, and her family supports her, and her faith, I think, is what makes Mary Sue, and why I think she deserves this award.
My faith is the most important aspect of my life. And I feel blessed that both Mike and I and our families have been very closely connected to the church for many, many years. In moments when things are difficult, I'm not sure what I would have done had I not had my faith to raise me up. Closely tied to that are my family, because we share that belief. It is easy to maintain that kind of a upward spirit. And they all give me reason to smile. Mike and I, my husband and I, have been married for 40 years in June, long time. We met in college. We have 2 children, Sarah and Tim, and we now have 4 grandchildren.
Mary Sue and I have, I think, a good relationship. I think we have a lot in common, and we tend to bounce things off each other once in a while. We can eat, as we're getting through our workout, I think it really helps. We can discuss some current events, politics, religion.
He's a joy. We talk all the things you shouldn't talk about, religion, politics. We tell a lot of jokes and have a lot of fun.
In this case, it works really well. It helps the session because I think it can get your mind off of maybe the pain or some of the things that are involved, whether it be in the exercise session or just some things with the MS, just like any 2 people would, if you're in here working out, talking about different things. So I think it's a good dynamic that any good session will have, where you can get the exercise done, but you're there to kind of discuss some things and build that bond and relationship. And I think it helps build trust too.
He's uplifting. I find the whole program to be that way.
Mary Sue is quite an inspiration, and I would say that her mantra is that she's not going to let this disease beat her. Our relationship is, to me, living the dream. It's not what you've got, it's what you do with what you've got, actually. Her attitude is just very, very positive, and what you see with her is what you get. 99.9% of the time, she's very upbeat, funny, fun to be with. The Fighting Back program is quite an inspiration. All of the trainers have empathy and are well educated and trained in what they do. For us, it's been a remarkable journey because Mary Sue used to be able to do more things than what she can now, and Mike adapts a training regimen to her abilities at the given time.
As I walk through the door each time, I'm humbled because I see people with tragic episodes in their life that are learning to be strong, meet their challenges, and do this because of the leadership of this organization.
Now, I was going to watch a Phillies game with a buddy of mine. We were riding our bikes. It was the Giants-Phillies series, October 20th, 2010. And I got hit by a car. There's a pizza driver making a left-hand turn. I don't think he was looking, and just took me as a really bad accident. I woke up out of the coma about a month later. I was worried about how the Phillies did, and got informed that Howard went down looking, so next season he went down swinging, but I was concerned about that and got to meet Charlie Manuel in the hospital, so that was one of the highlights of my December, that's for sure. After the accident, I woke up at the University of Penn Hospital. All my real clear memories from there were just wanting to get out of the hospital, wanted to get home, and they informed me that I had to go to another hospital, so transitioned over to McGee Rehab and was there for another 2 or 3 months or so. And after that, I made my transition to fighting back, and this really is the extension of rehab for me. It's not the traditional rehab where you're working on focusing on the leg muscles, but it's just the conditioning that you need to live the life that I have right now. And I just look at all the positives I have in my life right now. I woke up out of the coma, was able to really overcome the traumatic brain injury. I'm thankful that I'm just a paraplegic. I see the quadriplegics, and that'd be a lot tougher road. I'm just thankful I have the full arm strength, thankful that I have the mind that I have, and it's really easy to overlook not being able to walk if you see the positives in those aspects. I don't even know how I got to fighting back. It was a word of mouth thing. And I came out here and I really liked the looks of the gym and got to know Ron, and I thought this would be a great fit for me, and really have been enjoying it since. Ron's just been a great guy, always changing up the workout programs, always something new for me to work on, and really got my upper body really built, and my arms are my legs these days. None of my legs aren't working, so really helps me. My cardiovascular health was quite awful when I first came in here, doing nothing at all. So working with the rowing machine really helped me with that, and my arms definitely weren't as strong, and built some great definition there, as you can tell.
I knew that this guy, he was a motivated guy. He had the tone, he had the energy in his voice. So you kind of give the benefit of the doubt the first meeting. So thereafter, what we're going to see. We're going to see a drop-off, we're going to see a continuance, what's going to happen, and sure enough, there was a continuance. It's every day, hey, Ron, what's going on? Comes in energized, ready to work, and he's always willing to push himself. Like in time, as we started progressing, his conditioning started progressing, he started setting goals for himself. All right, I want to do so many meters in this time on the rowing machine. Okay, and so we did it, and then we started charting it, and every time he wanted to surpass that, surpass that, surpass that. So that tells you alone a little about the mental makeup of Will. He's a guy that he wants to get everything he can out of his body, out of the day, out of the moment, which is, I think it's contagious. I mean, there's a guy that, some people have said, that's it, I'm done, what is going to happen to me now? It's not like that. Will's attitude is, what can I do next? He epitomizes, and he's every bit of what this whole program's about. And he is a role model, and he is a guy he's never take no for an answer, and he's going to squeeze everything he can of what he has and what he can get. There is a surfing, some volunteers down in the Jersey Shore.
The Life Rolls On program, surfing.
Surfing, so it's a surfing program. These volunteers help individuals that are paraplegic or whatever that they may be facing. And he went on there, and the first time he had a hard time. He was struggling a little bit with his upper body strength and keeping his head up. He did it, but he got pounded a little bit with the weights, and he wasn't strong enough. So that was one of his major goals.
One time when I was at McGee Rehab Hospital, we were doing a little circuit training. I made the decision then that I really wanted to make the most of the muscles that I still had and to get as strong as possible. So when transitioning into the Fighting Back program, it was great because I've been able to achieve so much upper body strength, and really it's the best condition I've ever been in my entire life. So I keep working with that, and it just really allows me to live my life to the fullest right now and able to achieve goals in day-to-day life. I have confidence that I will be back up on these legs again. It's a little tricky getting set up in the bench pressing, but I'm a huge fan of getting on the bench, and it just reminds me how I used to train before. So any type of things that training exercise I did when I was able-bodied, it's always nice to kind of reminisce back to one of them and get my pump on doing that.
I love it. Will has a little bit, has a little control of his abdomen wall.
Yeah.
So what we try to do is put him as much position to have him focus, whether it's he can't feel the sensation of his abdomen wall contracting, but to work on his upper body stabilization, which has helped with his new strength, because there's been a couple incidents where it prevented him from taking a spill. Recently, he was up in New York with your dad, right? And your sister or something?
I almost took a spill in Times Square, and this new training was able to tighten my abs and keep myself from falling right out in the middle of Times Square. That was my greatest achievement, was getting my license back, and was able to drive myself to school this fall. And I was out there 5 days a week, and was able to make President's List back-to-back for 2012. So that was just a huge achievement right there, and be able to get myself around again. It's a whole new sense of independence, and just really amazing. I was at the 7-Eleven about a month ago, just stopping on my way back, picking up a Choco Taco. And do you know a Choco Taco? It's the best ice cream. So the owner of 7-Eleven, walked me out to my car, wanted to make sure I could safely get in the car, and I really had to inform him, please don't touch my wheelchair, and I'm totally fine. I have to inform you that this is an everyday thing for me, because they're honestly amazed when they see me breaking down the wheelchair and loading it into the car. And that's something the upper body strength helps me with every single day of my life. So. Pop the cushion off. That goes in the passenger seat. Spin it around. Hold it down. Right wheel off. And this is the one you need the arm strength for. Thing in. Slide the chair back, keep that in place while I'm driving. I'm good to go. I got the hand controls right here. Get the brake. Tip it forward for the accelerator. And I'm good to drive.